Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I got another car to prep for WekFest 2021. So check this out. This is my good friend Mikey Bitanga's Acura Integra GSR. I'm not going to be talking too much about the parts and what's changed about it. I'll just do a couple, a quick glance around it so you guys can see it, and I'll give a couple tips here and there so anybody who has an Integra can benefit from this video. I'm going to be doing paint correction and ceramic coating on this thing. Nothing too crazy, just, this car is painted, I think a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. So the paint does look good, but I can, get it to where it needs to be for the show. And I honestly think this car is going to be really, really competitive for WekFest because Mikey spent a lot of time and effort making this thing awesome and amazing. So I actually might even ceramic coat the inside of the engine bay for him. So it'll be nice and clean whenever he needs to dust it off for future shows. I want to do a specific interview video with Mikey, and that'll be in another video because he knows more about this car than I do. I've owned Integras for a long time, and we both started from Integras, but I don't want to take away from what he's built. So this video will be specifically just cleaning the car. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, Mikey's car's all washed up in the garage and ready to start paint correction. But before I can actually start doing that, I gotta protect all this molding because on the old 90s cars, this molding's all rubber. Now, if you see me on my previous videos, I don't always tape up the moldings because some of the moldings are all clear coated and actually require paint correction. But like I said, on all these 90s cars, sometimes if you go over it with your buffer, you can actually nick it or you can actually mar it up. And I don't want to do that because Mikey spent a lot of money buying all these moldings all brand new, and some of these moldings are discontinued. So in order for me to keep it in good condition and nice and clean like this, I'm gonna tape it up because the time I spend and invest into protecting this thing, it'll be beneficial to me when I actually enter my final stage of ceramic coating and I don't have much to clean up, because in these areas right here on the trunk with the hatch, I can easily go over the buffer and mar this area up. So, simple roll of tape will be beneficial later on. I just finished up taping off the car and I want to give a few tips. Now, this is just basic painter's tape. You can get them in different sizes, different colors from like Home Depot or something. Now, this seal right here, I got super lucky with this because the tape just, slid in and it was really easy to install. Now, one thing is, don't go too excessive with the tape. This is an example of too much tape. The most important thing about the tape is making sure you seal off both sides of the tape so you can protect the part on the bottom. I just did that to show you. That's might be too much, Now, when you're taping off, right, you don't have to tape one whole section at a time. You can cut it off, but make sure you overlap so it's easier for you to transition to the next part or the next section. Another thing is when you're masking off, like for what I do here, I have an overlap of a 1/16 of an inch onto the paint, because when I'm transferring from paint to tape on my buffer, this makes a smooth transaction. Whereas if I were to tape exactly on just the mold, I would risk hitting the mold and the tape and everything just flying off. So that 1/16 of an inch onto the paint actually helps out a lot. As far as the corners, make sure you start off before the corner, hit that apex, and then like wrap off over here. You don't want to like start taping on like the corner, like in the apex of the corner. Start off from the side, way before, and wrap around. Now, there are certain parts that you can take off the car. Like for example, you can take off the taillights instead of taping up this area right here. The reason why I kept the taillights in is because I actually want to paint correct the taillights and ceramic coat those as well. But if you really trying to get like, into detail and, not have too much dust, you can take off certain parts off the car. Other than that, this process should take only 25, maybe 35 minutes. And this is not even like paint correction. So this should not take too long. This should just be like a, help you out in the future kind of thing, preventative maintenance. The most important thing is getting the paint good to go. but this helps out the moldings. So yeah, and the crazy thing is, these moldings are all discontinued, so that's why I did it this way. But now let's get back to paint correction, because that's the most important thing about this video. Well, might as well show you guys the gear. Today I'll be using a Root Base 15, which is a 5-inch backing plate. It'll help me stick these brand new cutting pads from Meguiar's on the back side of it. And as far as compound and polish, I'm using Meguiar's 110-210. And to help me not scratch things up, I'm using 350 GSM microfiber towels. Now that should be good enough for what I'm doing today. And then I'll finish up with some Kamikaze ceramic coat. We'll see how this goes. Let's get working. After compounding and polishing, it's a good idea to bring the car outside and use the sun as a guide to see if you missed out on any spots that you still need to correct. Now, if you did, it's no worries. Bring the car back inside and keep buffing. Now, if it's cloudy outside, it makes it even harder to see any of the small, fine little scratches. So bring the car back inside, use a flashlight on every single inch of this panel before you actually start ceramic coating. And once you do ceramic coat, you'll be fine. And it should be looking great like this. Now, if you thought this video was helpful, please like it. If you didn't, please dislike it. And if you have any feedback for me, leave a comment, please. Now, if you guys are going to WekFest 2021, hope you guys check out Mikey's car, because he's gonna be there. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully I can make more videos like this, and see you guys next time.